Yes, indeed. It is Flying Squirrels pregame warm-up right here on Fox Sports 910, getting you set for the ball game tonight, game number 5 of this 5-game series between the Richmond Flying Squirrels and the Harrisburg Senators, game number 9 of this season-long 9-game road trip for the Squirrels. That is the longest road trip that they will undertake this year. My name is Jeff Milby, hanging out with Rob Hoffman here in the Fox Sports 910 studio. Sam Ravitch on hand up in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. He'll have the call of tonight's ball game. Again, Jay Burnham with another day away from the microphones to rest the pipes and come back full of vim and vigor tomorrow on Independence Day. Happy Independence Day to you. The holiday unofficially beginning now, 6 o'clock here on a Tuesday night, so everybody off of work. And if you're listening to us at home or wherever you are, enjoying some Flying Squirrels baseball. Squirrels will look to win the series this evening. They took the first 2 games of this series up in Harrisburg at FNB Field, but dropped each of the last 2 games. 2 nights ago, a 1-hit effort on the part of the Flying Squirrels as they were shut out for just the 3rd time all season, a 2-0 loss. Last night, not a shutout and not an offensive quiet night for the Squirrels as they actually out-hit Harrisburg 11-9, but they fell on the scoreboard 7-6. Squirrels led last night after 3 innings. Harrisburg took a 3-0 lead in the second. Squirrels fought back in the top of the third and answered to take the lead for the first time at 4-3. They led again late in the ball game on a Matt Lipka home run in the 7th inning, but Harrisburg answered back in the bottom of the 7th and the 8th with 3 runs late to take a 7-5 lead. And then Richmond trying to make it interesting, trying to rally back in the top of the 9th. Got a run courtesy of Ryan Howard, but fell just short with the tying run aboard and the winning run represented as well. And again, the final score last night, 7-6. So the series tied at 2. Richmond fell to 41-40 on the season. They now sit 5 games back of Akron. Akron also lost last night. Harrisburg improved to 43-40, and they took a 1-game lead over Richmond in the standings. They are 4 games back of Akron. Akron in first place. Akron coming to town tomorrow night, Independence Day baseball at the Diamond. The top team in the Western Division will come in to face the Squirrels. So this win tonight that is on hand, the possibility this evening for the Squirrels becomes all the more important so that they can build a little momentum, get a little confidence before they take on the top team in the division in a very important July series. It'll be a good pitcher for them tonight to try and get that momentum behind. It's Chase Johnson taking the mound for the Flying Squirrels. Johnson, 26 years of age, a right-hander out of Cal Poly and Fallbrook, California. He's 6'4", 192 pounds, a former third-round selection back in 2013 of the San Francisco Giants, a top prospect, a former member of the Giants' 40-man roster. Recovering from a couple of injuries is Chase Johnson, not only Tommy John surgery in the offseason, which is limiting his ability to go deep into ball games, but also a concussion he suffered a couple of weeks back at the Diamond while watching the action from the dugout on an off night for Johnson. He was struck in the head by a foul ball, was concussed on that play, sent to the DL for a week. But he is healthy now, has made 1 start since then. But overall for him in 2018, he's been really, really good, to say the least, coming back from Tommy John surgery. A 1.52 ERA for Johnson over 8 starts, 23 2/3 innings pitched. Again, he doesn't go very deep into ball games. They're trying to manage his pitch count with that arm injury coming back from Tommy John surgery. He's allowed 21 hits in those 23 2/3 innings and just 6 runs, 4 of which have been earned. He struck out 15 and walked 4. His last outing coming back from that concussion on June 28th, earlier on the road trip at Hartford. It was a good one for him. In 3 innings, he allowed just 2 hits and no runs, striking out a pair of batters and not walking anyone in a no decision back on June 28th. Ordinarily, earlier in the year, it would have been Mike Connolly that would have piggybacked off of Johnson. Connolly, sort of that jack of all trades out of the Squirrels bullpen. But he has since been promoted and since demoted, in fact, from AAA now down to Single A out in California. So Johnson's last start, he was followed up by Garrett Williams for an inning, Connor Overton as well for 3, and Patrick Rutolo to finish out the ball game back on June 28th. So the Squirrels will be doing it by committee in the bullpen today, a guaranteed short start from the returning from injury, Chase Johnson. His opposition this evening, it'll be Tyler Mapes, a 26-year-old out of Plano, Texas, a right-hander drafted back in 2014 by his current organization, the Washington Nationals. He, too, is having a spectacular season on the mound between High A Potomac and now Double A Harrisburg. Overall, between those two levels, he is 7-1 on the season, with a 1.72 ERA over 14 starts. He's thrown 78 and a third innings in those starts, allowing 60 hits and just 16 runs, 15 of which have been earned. He struck out 60 batters and walked 20. Not a bad strikeout-to-walk ratio for the 26-year-old Mapes. His last appearance coming on the same day as Chase Johnson's last appearance against Altoona on June 28th. He went 6 innings, allowing 4 hits and 1 run in a no decision, throwing 92 pitches in that outing. So he has really got it going here in 2018, and the Squirrels, having not faced him yet in his career, will have a new pitcher to try and work through. Chase Johnson for the Squirrels tonight will have an interesting opponent in the Harrisburg Senators lineup. Batting third, we'll get to the starting lineups, by the way, a little bit later. Batting third is Matt Adams, a regular major leaguer of the last several seasons. A big-time home run hitter at the major league level, has already clubbed 13 long balls for the Washington Nationals this year. He is down at Double A on an injury rehab stint, so that'll be a good test for Johnson, his first time through the order. Speaking of sluggers, Luigi Rodriguez, the Squirrels' oftentimes leadoff hitter. He's batting second in the order today. He has been selected to participate in the Eastern League Home Run Derby coming up on All-Star Weekend next week. That's a big honor for him, and he has really been hitting the ball well in terms of power over the last couple of weeks. So congratulations to Luigi, an All-Star appearance and a Home Run Derby appearance for him as well. So that's the setup for tonight's game, Game 5 of the series, a 6:30 first pitch time. We're going to get you set for it all the way up to that point here on Flying Squirrels pregame warm-up. As I said, we'll get to the starting lineups right before first pitch. We'll have a conversation with Sam Ravitch when we return, and of course, coming up a little later on, we have our pregame conversation with Greg Wong, the play-by-play voice of the Harrisburg Senators. Sam sat down with him earlier today. We'll have that conversation for you, so stick around. It's the Flying Squirrels pregame warm-up right here on Fox Sports 910.